Greetings all and welcome back to the Globbits gaming channel. This little tutorial video is going to be on one of the mechanics or one of the tactics you can use when playing your light tanks or any sort of like tank destroyers, mediums, etc that require a little bit of spotting doing. And what we're going to talk about today is passive scouting. The tanks that are really ideally suited to this are things like the light tanks, like Bulldogs, WZ-132s, Type 64s. But this actual mechanic works with any vehicle in the game. It just works better with light tanks. What we mean by this is you're using your tank's view range to spot the enemy for other people so they can shoot and stay concealed. You're actually acting as the eyes of your team. Works really well on open maps like Steppes, Fiery Salient, Muravanka, Malanovka, places like that. Places where you can get into a prominent bush location where you can't be seen, right? But you can see the enemy, and it allows your teammates in things like tank destroyers to actually engage those targets and kill them for you. And you can get the spotting damage, because one of the things for the missions, let's just have a look at light tank mission, I don't know, this one. Spot enemy vehicles and enable your allies to destroy at least 2 vehicles spotted by you. So this is how you're going to do this, right? We're going to show you in a training room. Myself, Chris and Circus Bear have set up a little scenario for you. Check this out. Right guys, here we've got a classic example of how passive scouting actually works. We've got Chris down there in the T-54 lightweight. Look, you can see him waving. Alright, and we've also got Circus. Right, wave your turret, Circus. Going up and down. There we go. There's Circus Bear. Now, Chris, I can't see Circus Bear from here. There's absolutely no way I can see him from here. Alright, he's way outside my view range. He's sitting in the open, but he's way outside my view range. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put into practice exactly what passive scouting is all about. Chris is doing all the spotting for me right now. If I fire at Circus now, he's not going to be able to see me.
Penetration.
You see me, Circus?
Nope.
Okay. See? Exactly. Now, Chris is doing all the spotting for me here. Okay. If I didn't have Chris there right now, I wouldn't be able to see Circus, so therefore I wouldn't be able to do this damage. Now, what this is also doing for Chris is Chris is getting the spotting damage. Why are you moving, Chris? Why are you moving? I shoot you too. Ah! Yeah, and this is what we mean by passive scouting. See? Now Chris spots him. There we go. Chris backs away again out of the bush, and now see what you're doing, Chris. Well done. He backs away from the bush. He can no longer spot Circus. Neither of us can actually see him when he drops off the radar. When he eventually drops off the radar. There we go. And then Chris moves back into his bush. And we can fire at him once again. Now, if Chris decides to shoot or do something stupid right now, okay, basically what's going on? Oh, put yourself out. No, in fact, let yourself burn, mate.
Extinguisher.
That's fine, let yourself burn. It's all good. Now, all this damage that we're racking up, Chris is getting the spotting damage, I'm getting the actual damage. Like we said though in the cover mechanics video, if Chris decides to do something stupid and fires, Circus will be able to see him and take him out. Alright, and that's how basically passive scouting works, guys. Alright, this is why tank destroyers do require a little bit of teamwork to play, because with the current mirths to the view range of some of the lower tier tank destroyers, unlike these premium Gucci things like the E25, yeah, you need a bit more teamwork and a little bit more of a passive scout. Alright, so if anybody tells you to go passive scouting, this is what I mean. And that's what we mean by the basics of passive scouting. Now, the difference between passive and active scouting is active scouting, you're driving around like a lunatic, trying not to get shot in the open or around through buildings in cities and things, but that is how you use bush mechanics to do passive scouting. So if you ever hear the word passive scout, that's what we mean, guys. I hope that's helped. All right, catch you next time. Bye now.